everybody. Welcome back to Revolutionize the Stage podcast. We have two lovely guests here with us, Danny and David of DKDKTV.
I'm Danny from DKDKTV.
I'm David. Hi.
Hi. Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, of course.
Hola.
You guys have some new iterations with DKDKTV.
We have a new business. It's called Naked.
Mm-hmm.
Naked Soul. Sorry.
Okay, Naked Soul.
We have a new business called Naked Soul.
Uh-huh.
It's where we curate brands, small brands,
Mm-hmm.
local brands, and sell them overseas, and also provide content regarding the lifestyle of soul.
Yeah.
So, go check it out if you guys want. nakedsoul.kr. It's naked without the E. And Emily actually read it NAC-D or something.
Wow.
And
promo in.
And yeah, it's pretty fun starting a new business. It's also a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we're moving offices
Oh.
to Seoul Station.
Oh, okay.
So, which is very nice.
So you're moving out of
DMC. Yeah.
Well, we'll still have that office.
Well, we still have that, but we're moving to a better place.
I guess we're expanding.
Yeah, we're expanding.
And it'll just be your place.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So you're not sharing it.
We're growing. We started from nothing.
Yeah, we started from like a
basement.
Really?
The size of this room, probably smaller than this room,
Really?
was the start of DKDKTV.
And 3 people use the same space.
Right, and one person was sleeping there.
What? Wait, what?
One person was living there, and we were just using it as a studio when he was not sleeping.
Yeah, like one wall was the backdrop.
Yeah, it was probably smaller than this room.
Wasn't this like your army friend or military friend?
No, he's my college buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. We met 2 years ago, and at that fan meet, you guys have, of course, transitioned, done a lot of different kinds of content.
Mm-hmm.
You've opened Naked, okay. You started KST.
Mm-hmm.
You just started your the Critic series.
Oh yeah, the music critic series.
Yeah. Like, in terms of doing all this, what kind of metrics do you guys look at to be like, okay, this is a good thing for us to start?
Well, I think a lot of cases, honestly, it's more about fun. What I find.
Really?
Yeah. For critic.
Okay.
Well, okay. So number one thing, okay, it has to interest me, is what I think. Like, for example, KST. I think I was the more vocal one that wanted to do that, right?
I don't know. Just go on.
I don't remember.
I have my own.
I don't remember.
I have my own story, so you go.
Yeah. I don't remember who started that, but I just wanted like a really well-produced show that's live streamed. So like that was, I guess, part of the reason why I started that. I just wanted something that looked nice.
Okay.
And then for critic, I kind of, for me, like, I enjoy K-pop, but one of the things that really, I guess, saddens me is when people don't take K-pop seriously as like a musical form, right? And I know why people, think that way. People who don't listen to the K-pop think that way, it's they just look at the somewhat rabid fan culture and they think, oh, it's just screaming teenage girls and boys. But I wanted to change that perspective. So like I wanted to have like a serious musical critique on K-pop music. So that's why I started. It was from my own passion. Unfortunately, turns out people don't really care about music criticism.
You knew that going. I remember watching your live. You said you knew like you didn't care about the views.
Well, that's what I said initially, but then I also pay that guy too. So like
right.
at some point, and it's kind of like you put a lot of work into it. It takes a lot of work to put one video out, but then like it doesn't get that much traction, and people don't really care. Then that's honestly, like, it's hard not to be disappointed with that. But I don't know. I think it's still slowly picking up steam. So we'll have to see for a few more weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, things like that. It's just mostly like I'm kind of passionate about those projects. So that's how it started. Also, another thing is like we take a look at what our competitors are doing, what other YouTubers in our field are doing. And then we try to find something that they're not providing. And we try to utilize that a lot. So critic, obviously no one is doing that in K-pop. So at least in K-pop YouTube. So we're trying to do that. And also for KST, I don't think there's too many high production live stream shows in,
Yeah.
in K-pop YouTube. So we're
Yeah.
trying to do that as well.
Yeah. I mean, so with Critic, what does that tell you then for in terms of like about whether it's your viewers or K-pop fans in terms of like critically reviewing things like that? What does that tell you? Do you think?
I just think like I kind of learned that actually like what I kind of wanted to change is something that I cannot change.
Okay, which is
which is that people just enjoy K-pop, you know, on I mean
So there's a behind story
okay.
behind this critic series. So we had like this internal meeting, like let's branch out, let's like expand our spectrum of content, and he proposed critic to me, and I was like, yeah, it sounds like a good idea, but I don't think it's gonna actually like gain us a lot of views or, you know, like gain revenue or something like that. You can do it as your passion project, and I won't like be in your way. And then he was like, okay, I'll do it with my own money.
Oh.
And then
I'm running the show with my own
yeah,
money.
so I initially I was like, I don't think K-pop fans really, you know, are that much interested into like the depths of like the musical lyrics or the production or stuff. Like there might be a niche for that, but it's like there's cost efficiency in everything.
Yeah.
Like if you consider like paying $100 per episode and you don't make the cut, then yeah, the business can't go on. So I was like, yeah, if you're willing to take the risk yourself, I mean, go on for it. But yeah, it was like that. And
yeah, I just like reading music reviews.
Okay.
It's something that I used to like doing when I was like a kid.
yeah,
So it's just a passion.
So this
project.
is like the drastic difference between us. Like he goes for what he's personally like passionate about.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying I exclude my passion entirely, but
It's like money.
no, I'm a more like I'm a more guy that observes what works in the market. I'm more market driven. So
Yeah.
for KST, for DK News, for the shorts, the React shorts we recently launched, those were all stemmed from DK News, PewDiePie News, Philip DeFranco, News was popping, and also the KST live streams. Live streams, YouTube was pushing live streams back then, and people, Korean content creators especially, they were like, you know, making tons of revenue off of live streams and also like cutting them into edited versions. So I thought that was an amazing system. So like, wow, we should start that on K-pop too.
Yeah.
And for the shorts now, YouTube is pushing shorts tremendously. They're
Yeah.
trying to compete with TikTok and stuff. And I'm like, we need to ride this trend.
Yeah.
So like, I'm more like market driven and trend driven. So like, oh, that's where the cloud is at right now. That's where the
Yeah.
money's at right now. Let's apply that to K-pop and our specialties. And, you know, and then we try to put our like passion and, you know, characteristics into that content. So that's how I approach. Danny's like more like, oh, I just want to do this.
Well, for me, like, you know, I mean, even if we don't make more money, I mean, we can still live, you know, we can still survive
Yeah.
at this point. So for me, like, I just want to do what I want to do. But also
Yeah.
at the same time, I totally agree with David that like those kind of metrics, we need to be more data driven.
Yeah.
And I think
Okay.
this is a thing that I think many YouTubers forget about. It's like they don't really look at the data, right?
Really?
Yeah. I feel like they don't look at the specific data,
Like in terms of like, okay,
like,
country breakdown.
like impressions, CTR, and
Oh,
stuff
okay.
like that. So I think those things are important.
So for
and-
example, like
yeah.
a great example is why we started the React shorts was we were looking at the data for our reactions for the past like 2 years. And what we noticed is people don't watch the intro. People don't watch our commentary. They don't care.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like the retention rate goes up when we're actually reacting to the music video. Like it's like 80%, it's consistent. But once the music video stops and we start like commenting about the music video, it drops to like 20%. That means everyone's leaving. 8 out of 10 people are leaving at our comment section. So we just figured out like YouTube values like retention rate. If you want to make that 100%, why
Right.
don't we just like leave out the commentary
Yeah.
and the intro, just straight go to the shorts, and their algorithm is pushing the shorts right now. So like
Ah,
it's
I
a
see.
very, you know, specific strategic move.
And it's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
fun. Honestly, like just seeing the numbers go up, I enjoy that too. Like
Yeah.
as much as I like passion driven projects, I also like seeing numbers go up.
Yeah.
I
Who doesn't?
understand that. So you guys feel that most YouTubers, well, not most, but a lot just don't necessarily look as closely at the numbers?
I feel
or
like
is it a choice?
I feel like a lot of YouTubers that would benefit from looking at the numbers don't.
Okay.
And then a lot of YouTubers that really shouldn't look at the numbers, like starting out YouTubers, I feel they look at the numbers too much.
Oh,
That's a common thing that I feel, because like if you're just starting out, honestly, your sample size is so small that the data that you have is like pretty much meaningless, and you should just focus on making good videos that you like. I think that's the first thing. But then like a lot of people that I see around me that are starting out YouTube, they focus so much on like the analytics side of it, which I don't think is really accurate for them at that point.
Because they're looking at a sample of like 100 people.
Yeah, exactly.
right.
It's pretty much meaningless. So I think those people look at their data too much, whereas a lot of big YouTubers, including sometimes us as well, we don't look at our data enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Because even if we don't look at our data, like we still get like 100,000 views, on, for example, DK News,
Yeah.
without no issues. So like it's like we get kind of complacent. But I
see.
feel like if we should definitely look at our data more.
Yeah, I think there's like this conflict because normal people like us, we're not like celebrities or like super personality driven people, right? So why was that?
You guys have a fault. Of course you have a fault. Of course.
Yeah, but I mean,
we're boring people.
Well, I would say like we're on the boring side, but like the algorithm, I mean, like if you're a celebrity or if you're like a hype person that everybody likes,
Like Logan Paul?
no, no, but like those YouTubers, whatever they do, whatever content they put out, people watch it because it's fun. But for us, like we have to take a very strategic and data-driven approach because honestly, we're not BTS, you know. People won't watch like a empty chair. Like Jungkook, I saw a video yesterday, and Jungkook said like he wants to go to the bathroom. He left the room, and like 600,000 people were watching him or something. An empty chair, and that was like more than the Grammy viewership. So like we're not that case.
Yeah.
So that's why we kind of try to like improve ourselves, analyzing the content. Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
And if anyone watching this wants to join our team, then please email us.
Oh, so you guys are looking for new team members
we're
as well.
hiring. Yeah.
You guys already have one person.
We have an editor. We have like 2 reporters.
Yeah.
We have a whole team for Naked as well.
Also, we have personalities that we pay for too.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Like
so,
Subini and
Oh, right.
Yeah, those people we all pay for.
Kelsey. We don't pay for Kelsey, but we do collabs with her regularly.
Collabs.
But anyway, we're like diversifying our content.
Yeah.
Expanding our brand.
Yeah. You clearly have a whole team that you're working, a lot of people to manage and stuff like that. And new content to manage as well. How do you keep everything organized?
Honestly, it's not very organized. It's like all over the place.
I keep it organized.
Well, I don't think so. I mean, like I
try to keep it organized.
Yeah, he tries to keep it organized, but like the thing is, we get overwhelmed ourselves. So like we kind of like miss stuff, procrastinate, and like things are all over the place. And I mean, yeah, it's just hectic these days.
I think I guess this is what every small business must go through.
Okay.
Probably like when they start expanding, because it's like for when it was like just us two, or maybe just us two plus one editor, then like it's very easy to stay in tune without doing too much communication, because we all know what each other are thinking and doing. But then when it becomes like big, then it's like kind of hard to keep track. But I guess that's a skill that we gotta own. Yeah.
So like, would you say who is like full time with you? How does that work?
Our editor. Also on the Naked side, we have also some. We have also like an MD. Like she's basically doing everything.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. She's
it's like a startup, so you know how startups roll.
And then everybody else is like part time.
Okay, got it. Okay, I see.
You don't have the money.
you guys have enough to be paying people. I mean, that's
he's unpaid. Actually,
because for me, like it's whenever I was a kid, like working.
When you got into child labor and you got exploited and stuff.
As a kid, as in like 20. When I was younger, and when like my employers would not pay me properly, or when I felt like I was undercompensated, I really, really started to like hate people in the job. So I know how that feels. So I tried my best to not be that boss. But probably somebody in our team thinks that I'm that boss.
Oh, so yeah, who is the more? So then who in your team is more, the not bad cop?
Bad cop?
Yeah.
I think I'm the bad cop.
I don't know. I think we switch roles day to
really?
day.
Okay.
Sometimes.
I feel like I'm usually the one who's saying like, you gotta like keep up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to say it in a more diplomatic way. Like,
Okay.
I have
Bless
like
you.
one paragraph before, like, I understand you're going through a lot of stuff, but despite that, you need to be professional.
Well,
Yeah.
But he's just like, you need to do this. If you can't keep up, no.
I don't like being diplomatic because I feel like
What?
I don't know.
What?
I just don't like being diplomatic.
Okay. Well, I guess so. And with the critic stuff, honestly, I would have imagined or I thought that you guys were trying to go for more like attacking the Korean market in a way because it's in Korean, or no?
No, it's more like there's very few critics. First of all, the number of music critics that are critiquing on K-pop in Korea, that market itself is very small. There's only like 20 to 30 people that some people would call credible.
Okay.
And he's one of those. And among them, to find somebody who speaks English, it's there's only like 2 or 3 people.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's he was somebody who I already had previous connections with.
I see.
So I just got him to start the show. That doesn't mean I'm gonna like swap him out for an English speaking guy, but it was like he was the most accessible, and I trusted. I read a lot of his reviews, and I thought he was very smart and knowledgeable. So it's a nice way to put it.
I see. And why did you guys choose Subini?
She has a really nice personality.
Yeah.
And also, she can. So we're constantly finding people that can add value to our channel that goes beyond our experience and our knowledge. So, for example, Subini was actually in the K-pop scene. She was a trainee. She went through debut. She actually went on stage and music programs and stuff. So she knows the insider stuff. She knows how the trainee system works. So we don't. We have an indirect experience by hearing from the industry insiders, but like we're not her. So like there are things she can only, like the details, she can only describe. And I feel like bringing Subini on KST brings that value to the content, and people are actually loving it. Like they didn't know like how the lyric, what do you call it, distribution actually works. What are there MRs on the concerts and stuff? So that kind of info, like you can't get anywhere. So we're trying to bring more personalities and people with their own expertise on our channel. Yeah.
Well, okay, so with KST, I mean, it's live, and that leaves more room for possible cancellations.
Yes, that was a very big point of concern in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. And now it's not as much, or is it just kind of like you're aware of how to?
I honestly like I'm not. David's very stressed out about those.
And sensitive, yeah.
I guess for me, it's like I know some people will be offended no matter what. I can't really change that. And like if they were gonna leave for something that's like really, I guess, small, then they were gonna leave sometime anyway.
Okay.
I mean, obviously I'm not gonna go out of my way to like say some like stupid. At the same time, it's like, I don't want to be tiptoeing on eggshells.
Okay.
Because like if I have to do that, then it's not fun for me anymore, and probably for most of the viewers.
I see.
But I believe that Danny has changed a lot compared to the past.
Yeah.
He's become a lot more tame, and I'm proud of that. So
it's more like I just gotten tired.
Yeah. Finally. Thank God. Either way, whether you were tired or you became more careful, the results are like you're being more careful.
I got a family to feed.
Oh my God. Okay, on that note. Hello, everybody. This is Emily. If you've reached this part of the interview, that means you're at the end of part 1. So you can check back for part 2 next week. In the meantime, make sure to keep up with everything Revolutionize the Stage on our Instagram and Twitter at RevTheStagePod. Thank you for listening. See you next week. Bye-bye.